Hello everyone, this is Couple. Welcome back to A Couple Books. Today we are doing something a little bit different, and that is the 25 bookish facts about Mwah tag. Now, I have started my channel recently. I think it's like a week and a half old now, and I've posted book reviews, lists, such things like that, but I feel like I haven't really told you guys a lot about me. And so before we continue growing this channel and me being given the opportunity to meet more booktubers out there in the booktuber community, I would like to just make this short little video so you guys know a few things about me that you might not learn otherwise. So I hope you guys are excited. I'm excited. Who doesn't love talking about themselves? I do. Yay me. So today we're going to be doing the yay me thing. So to get us started off, our number one fact is Harry Potter was my first read ever. That is correct. Sorcerer's Stone, that was the first book I've ever read in completion, and it is what jump-started my love for reading. Although it's gone through ups and downs like that, it's definitely my number one. My second fun fact about Mwah is I really hate romance in books. Like the whole character infatuation, the boy or girl or whatever their pronouns are, thinking and spending all this time worrying about the other character really just like drains on my soul. My essence is drained away. But every now and again, I really do love it, but that's a secret. Shh. Number three is my favorite genre is pretty much fantasy, followed very closely by horror, then it's sci-fi, and then it's mystery, and then it's thriller. So those are my favorite genres, just so you know. Number four, so I know a lot of people can like snack while they're doing the reading thing. That's not me personally. I'm not a eater while I read. I say that, but I also do that. I like to have my drink, usually Coca-Cola or something of that sort, pop, and that's pretty much as far as I go. Sometimes popcorn if I'm reading really late into the night, but otherwise I'm not a huge fan of the whole like snacking while you're eating thing. Look at me being contradictory. Yay. Number five. I really only like super fancy hardcovers. I'm not a huge hardcover person. Usually I like the paperbacks. I prefer the paperbacks, to be honest with you. Not mass market paperbacks. I like the bigger size ones. But when it comes to anniversary editions, I absolutely adore hardcovers. Like my new Ready Player One fancy anniversary hardcover, which I adore. Oh my god, it's gorgeous, people. It's gorgeous. Number six, I won a reading challenge back in the 5th grade. I read the most books out of all my peers and classmates. So you know that. I remember it. Yay me. Number seven, I can't read sitting up. Like those people who like sit up and like read like it's like a professional career thing. I can't do that. I have to be like laying, like, you know, the paint me like one of your French ladies pose. That's how I have to read. I don't know why. It's just a thing. I also cannot read laying down on my back for whatever reason. I don't know why this symbolizes me laying on my back, but it does. Can't do it. I have to be laying on my side. It's a weird thing. It's also why it's awkward reading in public. Number eight, my first author that I ever met in person and got a book signed from was DJ MacHale. I don't know if you guys are familiar with his works. He wrote the Pendragon series. Oh, that was a series that really got me back into fantasy. That man was amazing and helped me out so much with my reading pursuits. Love the man. Number nine, like I played around with the idea of becoming an author, and like of course I have like 1.5 million Word docs of like story outlines and plots, but have I actually ever done any writing for it? Yes. Now, will it ever see the light of day? No. So that's the distinct difference here. I love writing my fantasy stories. I'm not a good enough writer. There's way too many more exceptional people out there who should be pursuing this, and I am not one of them. Number 10 is I usually only read one book at a time. However, with that being said, I usually start about 27 books before I choose the book I'm going to read. Like I will just grab basically my entire TBR pile. I'll like read like the first like 5 to 10 to the first chapter of each one, and then I'll make my selection, and then I'll read it. So I don't know if we really count that as reading one book at a time, but it's how I choose my one book that I'm going to read. So there you go. Number 11, I really get so mad and upset. I get really upset when authors, or not really authors, but publishers change the format and design and all those things of books midway through a series. I will have bought the first 3 books, and then boom, the 4th book comes out. I go to the bookstore and it's an inch taller. Why? Or the color scheme is completely different. Why? There's no consideration. It's horrible. Number 12. So I have recently started lending out my books to friends and peers, mostly because of where I live. It's hard. There's not any bookstores around, and in order to get books, it's really difficult. So to get some of my friends more engaged, I will lend out my books. However, since it's been about a year and I still have some books out there, I'm slowly limiting my amount of people that receive books off the Mwah's bookshelf. Number 13. So favorite author is probably with Jim Butcher, followed closely by Brandon Sanderson. I do think Brandon Sanderson is a better writer, but I really do love Jim Butcher so much, and there are days where I really do think that his writing is so much better than Brandon's. It really just varies depending on the mood. Right now I'm in a Jim Butcher mood, so there you go. Number 14. I own around 500 books. 500 books. It's actually kind of ridiculous and insane. I really hate realistic people or photographies of people on book covers. When I go buying a book, I do kind of sometimes judge the book cover, of course. I think we all do. We all know it is, even though we're told not to. And it really is a huge turnoff when I grab a book that has an interesting spine or an interesting premise on the back, and it has pictures of people on it and real people. I'm like, why? It ruins it. It's not nice. It doesn't look good. Why do we do this? Number 16. So when I really, really, really love a book and I'm really into it, I read at about 700 words per minute. It's really fast. However, with that being said, I read at about 400 words per minute when I really don't like a book. And when it comes to my grad school readings, I probably read at 300 to 400 words per minute. So it really just varies on my general engagement with the book, to be honest with y'all. Number 17, when I go to a new friend's house, or when I go to my friend's house for the first time, or anything of that situation where I am in a house I've not been in before, the number one thing I do, aside for saying hello, is go straight to their bookshelves and see what books they have. This is just something I do. You can expect it from me. I do it to everyone, and I will then break ice based on the books on their bookshelves. Usually it's critical ice, why don't you have this book? Tell me. Fact number 18. I have literally based some of my friendships off of books. I cannot even tell you how many times I've had friends come over to my apartment and bring new friends over, and they'll be like, oh, I've read that book. And I'm like, we're friends. Boom, done. That was easy. Real quick, real fast. And honestly, some of those friendships are still around to this day. It's been years, and I'm still friends with a lot of these people. So I'm not saying you should base your friendships off of this, but I do think it's a good starting place. 19 is people who do doggy ears get stitches. Defacing of a book, or when you bend the spine too much where you can see the creases. Oh no, it physically actually hurts. I take really good care of my books, and I get really, really upset when any of them get damaged or hurt or anything happens to them. It's devastating to me, and I try and keep them in legit pristine condition. You could give this book back to Barnes & Noble 10 years later and they could still sell it as a brand new book. That is the goal here. So anyone who does anything besides for keeping it pristine physically is insulting me, and I take this seriously. Number 20 is I cannot read and fall asleep. I don't know how people do this. It's absolutely mind-boggling to me how people do that. Who has ever read a book and fallen asleep? I start a book at 10 o'clock at night, and next thing you know, it's 5 in the morning and I finish the book. I don't fall asleep reading. How does that happen? Ridiculousness, I tell you. Okay, 21. I spend so much time in bookstores, that I actually got my second job. I got my second job ever in my life at a Barnes & Noble. Why? Because I literally was there for so much time that I like knew the staff and everything. And when a new bookseller position opened up, the manager approached me and was like, would you be interested? And I was like, yeah, like it's a bookstore. I get a discount. Of course I'm interested. 22, in order to listen to audiobooks, I have to be like playing a game on my phone. I can't like do dishes. I can't like clean the house and like listen. I need to like be doing something utterly mindless, like playing a stupid game on your phone, in order to listen to audiobooks. 23, I consistently and almost always spend a decent amount of time at the book selection in any store. So like, for example, like, you know, in Target, they've got like their like 2 shelves of books, or like in a Walgreens, they'll have their like 1 shelf of books, or like in a coffee shop in the middle of nowhere, they have like their 2 books. I will be there for like a ridiculous amount of time. Have I gone to this place to buy a book? No, I go to my local bookstore, Barnes & Noble, or a used bookstore. I don't go to Target to buy new books. But whenever I go, you bet your tuchus I will be there for quite a while staring at the books that I've already all purchased. Why? I don't know. It's a mental issue with me. Number 24. My bookshelves are completely unorganized. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but like I try and group them by like series, but outside of that, I don't have a particular like technique while putting new books away. But with that being said, I know where every single book is. So when like people come over and are like, oh, let me like organize your shelves by color, or like alphabetize your selection, or like rank it in some kind of physical way, I'm like, no, you will not. Because I know where every book is. You don't. And you can't mess with it. It's a perfect system. Okay? Perfect system. These are not the Jedis you're looking for. Number 25. This is the last one. So I thank you all for being here for this lovely journey down the mental pathways of couple. My 25th fact is that I am absolutely obsessed with Bookish podcasts. Like, I listen to so many of them. I'm actually planning on doing a video about it sometime soon, so stay tuned. It's going to come out at some point, so look forward to that. But I probably spend at least an hour a day to 2 hours a day listening to podcasts about books. Why? I don't know. It's just something I do. That's me. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for coming. I hope that you guys wouldn't mind dropping down in the comment section and leaving, you know, your thoughts and opinions. And I also would like to ask all of those booktubers that have subscribed to my account to do this yourself if you haven't had the chance yet to. I'm giving you the excuse to do it, so please go do it, because I would love to learn about all of you guys. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming here. Don't forget to leave a like and a subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Okay, toodaloo, bye-bye.